Yes, it was. Okay. Now, this is round 2 for their match, so we're going to start with the red player and start from the right and move left, from his perspective, of course. We have a Killerinu War Sphinx, chosen of the god Ushabti, and some regular Ushabti with Great Bow. Got 2 skeleton horse archers, and also, let's go back just in case there's new players here and you haven't seen a beautiful Ushabti with a Great Bow. We're also going to be seeing a single unit of Tomb Guard, 2 skeleton spears. We will go forward and see what the rest of the infantry is now. Actually, so yeah, 4 skeleton spears. In the front line, we're going to have skeleton warriors. Looks like 3 of them. Got 2 necrotechs down on the ground. Looks like they're on foot. Going to be bringing restore. And actually, only one of them has... Or no, I lied. Yeah, both of them just bringing the heal. And then we're going to have the Killerinu War Sphinx and some Cetra the Imperishable with the Blessed Blade of Tra, along with Wrath of Tra, Neru's Incantation of Protection, and Jap's Incantation of Cursed Blades. Taking one last quick look, it looks like that will round out our Tomb King army. Now we're going to go to the Lizardmen, who, starting with some Pterodon riders up in the air on the right flank, going to have the cohort of Sotek, ROR Red-Crested Skinks. We got a Slann Mage Priest of Fire with Burning Head and Fireball, and then the usual loadout. We have the Temple Guard down on the ground, along with Saurus Warriors with shields. Looks like we have 4 of them and a single Saurus Warrior with spears and shields. Got a Feral Bastillodon backing them up, and another unit of Saurus Warriors in the center. And then up front for the skirmish power to help out the Pterodons, we have 3 Chameleon Skinks. And so it begins, skirmishing phase off with a bang here. As we see, the skeleton horse archers are going to be immediately coming into contact with the Chameleon Skinks, but it looks like neither player really willing to fully commit here, and they're playing it pretty cautious. Ushabti with Great Bow opening fire. Looks like they're targeting the Saurus Warriors or the Feral Bastillodon. Looks like, yeah, Feral Bastillodon is what they're going after, so we'll see what kind of damage they can get done there. I think what they're going to try to do is get Rampage off, but they do have 1 hero in this army, so that's going to kind of hinder their ability to throw down more than 1 cold-blooded at a time. So if he does Rampage both of them, Lizardman could be in trouble, but I think they're going to be able to get into the force relatively unscathed. And actually, I shouldn't say that. They took a quarter damage, and there goes the first Rampage on one of them, so... Oh, nope, it got canceled. Alright, Pterodon Riders flying around in the rear of the Tomb King army. For some reason, I only noticed 1 of them, but there's actually 3 of them. And looks like they're trying to get into position here to harry the Ushabti Great Bows in the rear. And that's going to be nice for the Lizardmen, because it's going to free up their, infantry units and monsters in the front to move forward, while the Ushabti are actually, busy over here. And look at that, a very nice rock drop on top of the Tomb Guard, the elite infantry in this Tomb King army, and just 1 rock drop is going to bring him down to just under half health. So we'll see what the other 2 Pterodons do with theirs, but here comes the first Burning Head, and it is going to go right through the Skeleton Warriors, destroying them. Oh, wow, there goes 2 units of Skeleton Infantry. Will it get a third? This one looks like it actually is kind of going the other direction. May hit the Lizardmen for some friendly fire, but actually kind of going to go right through the gap there and veer off into no man's land. So right now, Lizardmen looking strong. ChosenOne getting some good engagements in the early stages of this battle. And we'll see what the Pterodon Riders do in the backline here. It looks like another rock drop, perhaps. Yeah, not going to be completely on target, but still doing about about a third health on top of the Skeleton Spearmen. Cohort of Sotek are in the backline on top of Tomb Guard, but their real target seems to be the Chosen of the Gods Ushabti, but now they have been neutralized by Skeleton Spearmen and Tomb Guard, so they're unbreakable. They'll be tied up there for a while, though. Over here, we do have Banishment coming down on top of Skeleton Warriors in the center, right as the Saurus Warriors Terror route, which is actually kind of good for them, otherwise that Banishment would have done friendly fire. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, looks like the Tomb Kings are coming up a bit short. They've gotten some really good plays, and maybe this Ushabti summon will help even things up, but they just have a lot of infantry left, and the Ushabti with Great Bows, as we can see, are not being protected adequately. And, Temple Guard against Ushabti Great Bow, they're going to be gone in no time. However, for the Tomb Kings, we do still see very healthy single entities here. The two Chimerian War Sphinxes still doing quite well. The Necrotech supporting them. But will it be enough? I mean, the 3 Chameleon Skinks are still on the field, still doing okay. A fireball going through actually both of the Necrotechs. You can see it knocked them both down and actually did damage to both of them as well. So very, very nice cast from the Salon Mage Priest there. Over here, I like the strategic reserves as the next guy, as much as the next guy. But these Feral Bastiladons do need to get over here and start actually helping the Lizardman effort. It looks like they're still in the lead on the balance of power in spite of it, but I would love to see these guys get over here and actually start helping in the infantry engagement. This is, you know, whenever you're playing at this competitive level, there's always a chance your opponent comes back and wins, and there's nothing to make you kick yourself in the head more than realizing you left 2 very useful anti-infantry single entity armor piercers in the back lines on accident. But for right now, Lizardmen still looking like they're comfortable in their position. The Ushabti summon has just timed out, and they're falling down to the ground lifelessly. And the Lizardman infantry looks like it's just going to be able to carry this. You know, Cetra the Imperishable below half health. Both of the Necrotechs just not going to be able to survive all the Saurus Warrior infantry. Chameleon Skinks still very healthy on ammunition, pushing forward to start focus firing these units. More anti-large Saurus Warriors diving into the mix, and I just don't think the single entities for the Tomb Kings are going to be able to pull this off. Terror route kicking in across the Lizardman army, though. So am I about to eat my words, ladies and gentlemen? As you can see, suddenly everybody but the cohort of Sotek is just routed. Chameleon Skink still healthy though, but the Chimerian War Sphinx is still full health. Keep in mind the Necrotechs can't heal Cetra since he's a hero, even though he is on a construct. So that's probably the big explanation for why one of them is full health and the other one is not even close to it. But there goes a physical resistance spell on top of Cetra with Naru's incantation of protection. So it's going to help him out quite a lot. Over here, one of the Necrotechs taking another fat fireball to the face. He's down to below 500 HP now. Is going to be the final stand of the Tomb Kings. We will see Cetra the Imperishable continuing to take lots of damage. He still has 1500 HP, so he's not out of this yet, but I would definitely recommend running away from these Chameleon Skinks if possible. Looks like he's going to try to do that, but the Chameleon Skinks, seeming to anticipate his move, have to move forward. And actually, no, now they're pulling back a little bit, but here comes a fireball. Boom. One of the Necrotechs is dead. We're not sure if both the Necrotechs got both their restorations off. I believe they are limited to 2 restorations. Yeah. So, can't be sure, but I would say based on the HP of the Chimerian War Sphinx, they've already gotten full value with those restorations. Cetra and the War Sphinx are now diving into combat after the Chameleon Skinks. One of them is terror routed. Other one's doing okay though, and Cetra's just losing too much damage. But oh, here come the Feral Bastiladon strategic reserves. You see, even I forgot about the Bastiladons for a second there. That's the only reason I was giving Cetra and his Chimerian War Sphinx a chance. But now that we have 2 more dinosaurs coming into support, I'm not seeing this going anywhere but into the Lizardman's pocket. Cetra goes down. GG, well played, and ChosenOne tying it up 1-1. All right. So, a great game. I'm glad we were able to catch a part of it, and I am sorry, but we're going to have to go play our match now. So best of luck to whoever wins.
Get back to formation, you drunken fool!
Yep, exactly, Panzerfaust. And I think one of the sets did burn down. I can't recall. Headbutt someone with hands tied behind back, then he throws a sword into someone's chest. No, so that's cool, but that isn't what I'm talking about. Romulan Dog, I'm talking about when... Okay, hold on. So here's the intro card. I apologize, but I'm a huge Rome fan, so I have to clarify to Romulan what scene I'm referring to. I'm referring to when Lucius Vorenus is left. He's off. He's out of the scene, out of the gang, and Titus Pullo has taken over the gang of the Aventine, and all the other gangs are coming in, and he's like, we can work something out. You're not Lucius Vorenus, you're normal. No, yeah, he bites his tongue out. Yeah, headbutts him, bites his tongue out, and then throws a battle axe into the guy's chest. It's not a sword. Promise you. Anywho, boom, let's get to the battle. Speaking of battle axe to the chest, going to our blue player, let's see what the Dark Elves have. We have Dread Spears, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to have 2 Blackheart Corsairs, some Dark Shards with shields in the center. Got a Witch Elf behind a Reaper Bolt Thrower, and then we're going to have 3 Cold One Knights. Got 3 Scourge Runner Chariots up front for the skirmishing and anti-infantry chariot power. Got a Supreme Sorceress of Shadow, Penumbral Pendulum, Enfeebling Foe, Arcane Conduit, and please tell me that's Arms of Paul's Black Horror. It certainly is, so we'll see if we get to see a good one of those cast. Now for the High Elves, we're going to have a front line with 4 Rangers. We have 4 Lothern Seaguard backing them up, a single Archer in the center rear. Dragon Princes will be flanking that Archer, including the Fireborn ROR. We have a Mage of Metal with Plague of Rust, and then up in the air, Teclis on top of his Arcane Phoenix. We got Regrowth, Potion of Shakroy, Sword of Teclis, Flaming Sword of Ruin, and Net of Amintok. The Reaper Bolt Thrower is opening fire, and the High Elves are just going to go ahead and push them forward, I imagine, until their archers are in range to start laying down some serious fire. And I think at that point the Dark Elves are going to have to rush forward. So makes sense, though, that for right now they're just going to focus on hitting them with that artillery, and then probably push forward right at the last instant when they need to. Because, yeah, they're not going to be able to sit back on top of that artillery when you have 4 High Elf archers firing at you, even with silver shields. Scourge Runner Chariot's doing a nice job. It looks like they're targeting the Dragon Princes, which is what they should be targeting. If they can kill these models, that's what's going to get them a ton of value. And as you can see, they're just already netting a lot of value. 5 models killed on the Dragon Princes. And although Teclis can heal up models, he cannot resurrect them. So that's all very significant value. Over here, Overcast, Net of Amintok going down. Is it going to be premature, though? What is Teclis going to punish it with? That is the part I'm not quite sure on, because the Dragon Princes are coming out to charge, but you have Cold One Knights and some Dread Spears nearby to support it, and I think this is not going to go the way Teclis wants it, but let's see if he proves me wrong. Right now, Balance Power dead even, and the front lines have been engaged. Flaming Sword of Ruin getting cast down over here. One of the Scourge Runner Chariots is terror routing. And it's actually terror routing the absolute worst way, which is back through the High Elf lines and, kind of running off towards the edge of the map that way instead of going back through their own lines. So we'll see what happens here. Dragon Princes have been routed, though, and you can see the Rangers not doing the best, but Teclis still unscathed. So right now it's kind of looking like he's traded a Dragon Prince, perhaps for a Scourge Runner Chariot if he gets Teclis to go chase it off the map, but it doesn't look like he's going that route. Balance of Power looking good for red at the moment, but it's a narrow lead, so still anybody's game. Over here, Supreme Sorceress working with her infantry and Cold One Knights. I imagine throwing down Penumbral Pendulums on as many of the High Elf archers as possible. The Fireborn Dragon Princes are through the Dark Elf lines, but as you can see over here, there's a lot of them kind of tangled up in the infantry, so that's going to hurt a lot. But Penumbral Pendulum decimating the Lothern Seaguard, and look at that, Balance of Power back to dead even. So can the Dark Elf start bringing this back? Right here you see a relatively healthy unit of Cold One Knights coming in for a big charge against the Fireborn. Net of Amintok going down on top of them at the last instant, though, so Fireborn now going to get a counter charge off against them. Deadly Bunnies, thank you so much for the subscription, buddy. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream, man. And if that was an accident, too late, you can't take it back. Anyway, here comes Teclis, chasing down the Supreme Sorceress. Trying to eliminate her. I mean, a Net of a Mintalk at this moment would be very useful. Oi, Namarsil, thank you so much for the sub as well. You guys are too kind. Much appreciated. But right now, it's looking bad for the High Elves. I have to be honest, Teclis is pretty much looking like he's going to be by himself soon here. The mage is still alive, but, you know, she's on foot, so how long will she be alive? And that's it. The rest of the High Elf forces are routing. All of the cavalry is shattered or dead. The archers are all in tatters. And it looks like the ranger infantry is pretty much gone. And over here, it looks like we have the witch elves on top of Teclis. He's rampaging, and I think this is going to be it.
Retribution! Punish them!
The mage and Teclis fighting valiantly, but they ain't getting out alive. So ODM ChosenOne pulling it back. He was down 0-1 and just won the series 2-1. So good job to him. Huge shout out to XMT Killerinu. Some great games. And thank you guys very much for letting us cast. So sorry to rush through the credits here, but got to go get to my battle and hope we can maybe put up a decent fight, put on a good show for y'all against Park Map.